The Special Provincial Funeral for KwaZulu-Natal's first Premier, Dr Frank Mdlalose, is currently underway in Madadeni, Newcastle. Various leaders have paid tribute to the 89-year-old Mdlalose, who died of COVID-19 related complications on Sunday. They've praised him for the role he played in peace negotiations in the province in the early 1980s. SABC News reporter Simphiwe Makhanya is covering the funeral live for us. Simphiwe, a very good morning to you. Just give us a sense of occasion where you are.
Good morning to you, Desiree. Good morning to the viewers of the agenda at home. Well, certainly, Desiree, proceedings here at Madadeni Township are already underway for the special official funeral category 2 for the late former Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Dr Frank Mdlalose. Mdlalose, as you said in your introduction, Desiree, has been hailed by various leaders for his role in particular in bringing about peace here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, working, of course, with other leaders such as former President Jacob Zuma and, of course, the President Emeritus of the IFP, Nkosi Umango Sutu Telezi. But with us, Desiree, I've got the current President of the IFP, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, who is going to reflect on the life of the late former Premier. Thank you very much, Mr. Hlabisa, for your time. Just in terms of the lessons that people can learn from the life of the late former Premier.
As we all today have descended to Madadeni Township to pay our tribute and last respect to Dr. F.T. Mdlalose, it is because of the exemplary life that he led as a leader of the IFP. Dr. Mdlalose sacrificed his profession as a doctor and chose to serve the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the people of South Africa. As a founding member who was present in 1975 when the IFP was formed, he lived with the principles of the IFP, honesty and integrity. Dr. Mdlalose has been placed in higher positions as a minister under the erstwhile KwaZulu government, as a premier, in a new dispensation in 1994. He never enriched himself. Instead, he championed the development of our people, the rands and cents that were at his disposal. He ensured they go to the development and improvement of the lives of our people. That is what we take pride of him as we come today to celebrate and say farewell to his life. Dr. Mdlalose has been an exemplary leader and a role model. Many people who happen to be highly educated, placed with resources at their disposal, they leave the township community and stay in the suburbs. Dr. Mdlalose demonstrated to be a true leader. He never left the people of Madadeni, even at his retirement stage. He became a resource, a person who was consulted by communities using the connections he established during the years while he was in service to ensure that the community of Madadeni improves and become a better community.
Mr. Hlabisa, talk to us about the role that he played during the CODESA negotiations.
Dr. F.T. Mdlalose was a chief negotiator of the IFP. He led the team of the IFP to CODESA, and at CODESA, Dr. Mdlalose is the one who raised key issues the IFP eventually ensured they become part of the constitution of our country. The establishment of the local government system and the 9 provinces in South Africa was the idea of the IFP, which was championed by Dr. Mdlalose, representing Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi in the negotiating table, and eventually our country today, we have provinces and the local government system. It is through the initiatives of this man. He also played a critical role during the times of violence, during the early 90s. KwaZulu-Natal was engulfed in violence. Dr. Mdlalose became a torchbearer of peace. Even when the first legislature was formed in 1994, there was a great tension between members of the legislature, the leaders of the ANC and the IFP. Dr. Mdlalose, together with Msholozi, Ubaba Jacob Zuma, they played a critical role in ensuring that peace and stability is formed in KwaZulu-Natal. We pride ourselves of Dr. F.T. Mdlalose because as a premier of KwaZulu-Natal, he became the champion of inviting and attracting the foreign investors to come and invest in KwaZulu-Natal, to rebuild the economy, create job opportunities for our people. During his tenure, Dr. Mdlalose played a critical role. Schools, clinics, hospitals, the establishment of Itala Bank came into existence while he was working under the team led by Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. We will always respect him for these things he did. One critical thing they did, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi and Dr. F.T. Mdlalose, as a medical doctor, they established a bursary fund to help black medical students during the period of apartheid, because that was not at the disposal of black people today. There are many black doctors whom we can point by name who are the product of the bursary fund. One of them is Dr. Zwelini Mkhize. He is a product of the medical bursary fund that was established by this great giant together with Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Mr. Hlabisa, before we let you go, of course, Dr. Mdlalose, during his political life and during his life, had many, or at least 3 political homes. But at the time of his departure, was he still a member of the IFP?
Yes, Dr. Mdlalose hails from the ANC Youth League. His early life, he was a member of the ANC Youth League together with Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and they founded the IFP in 1975. The whole life of his adulthood was in the IFP. Yes, there was a stage where he just went to the DA, but also Mdlalose realized that his political home, which groomed him, which was his daily beliefs, was the IFP. We were so happy last year together with Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi because we visited Dr. Mdlalose in the hospital and he was jubilant like a child. He said, "I am so happy to meet my leaders." We thought he would not identify us because he was sick, but he said, "Shenge," and said, "Bulawayo, I'm great that today, even though I am sick, but my leaders have come to give me support in the hospital." Indeed, we are here to bury the member with pride who served the IFP.
So in short, Mr. Hlabisa, you're saying during the time of his death, he was a card-carrying member of the IFP?
Exactly.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
That's the IFP President, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, taking us through the journey and life of Dr. Frank Mdlalose. Behind me, Desiree, proceedings are already underway. We are expecting the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Sihle Zikalala, to deliver the eulogy. Well, it's back to you in Johannesburg for now, but we'll keep our viewers informed of what is happening inside the Anglican Church here at Madadeni.
Simphiwe, thank you so much. We'll come right back to you as soon as proceedings begin.